this. All right. Oh, phew. So, all right. Oh. So, all right. Okay. Now that I have everything muted that's supposed to be muted, and I am here, whew, it doesn't quite work the way that I want it to work. But hi and welcome. I am happy that I am finally got this going. And Kristen, welcome to the call. Happy to have you in the Zoom with me. So there's a couple of things that I was going to talk about today. One, I do want to say that, go ahead and get a little housekeeping out of the way, that next week I will do this on Thursday, right before the group accounting call. With it being a holiday week next week, I figure, I know I'm going to be busy with my family. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. So Thursday, I'm just going to do all the things. I'm going to get back to work on Thursday. So Thursday, we will have this call. And then if you are in the reseller group with Tech and Sports and Daily Refinement, we will go over there right after this call and do anywhere from 1 to 3 more hours. So, so that being said, so that's out of the way. And the podcast that I do with Renee, we won't be doing that one next week with it being a holiday week. I do have a couple of things that I wanted to broach regarding the USPS. So USPS has announced that what they're doing is combining a few different shipping services that they had, which were first class package, parcel, select, ground. And I thought there wasn't a parcel, select, ground, first class. Pretty sure there was another. Anyway, it's those things are going into what they're calling now USPS Ground Advantage. There are some rate changes on the USPS website. Those will be coming up end of next week. So a week from Sunday. As far as eBay goes, if you have your profiles, your business shipping profiles set to standard, then you won't have to do any changes for any of your profiles. If they're not set to standard, you could set them now to standard, and then you would just roll over when it rolls over next week. And then when your buyer buys from you, you get to choose the service so long as it is no more than the days stated in under standard. If you need something slower than that, I don't know. Everything looks like it's going under this ground advantage. So it looks like everything's going to be the same across the board, with the exception of regular letters and regular envelopes. eBay stated that, let's see, eBay delivery services, there's going to be no change for Priority Mail Express, and first class packages. Parcel select ground packages up to 20 pounds have increased. and decreased rates depending on weight and zone. Medium mail, average increase of 7.5%. Domestic shipping insurance, if you're going to get insurance, has increased an average of 4.7%. And if you do signatures, that's between 15 cents and $3.40. eBay delivery services for standard envelopes did go to 1 ounce is 63 cents, 2 ounces is 87, and 3 ounces is $1.11. So the shipping calculator is going to display the new rates on July 9th when they go into effect. The new system is called USPS Ground Advantage. It combines three existing services: first class package, parcel select ground, and retail ground. That was what Kristen put in the chat for me, was retail ground. So hopefully that cleared everything up for those that are listening. And okay, so I'm back over here now. All right, so hopefully that cleared up everything for those that are listening or watching the replay. If not, I'm happy to try and help you. Just reach out through my website, which is sawcheryl.com, or shoot me a message on Facebook, or email me at info@sawcheryl.com. All right. Yay. So we've got a few people watching on YouTube right now. I will so I'm going to throw the link for the Zoom into the YouTube chat, and then we can get started with Kristen. So Kristen has a question.
Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, I went to the group and I saw the link and I was like, oh, that's awesome, because I was going to come to your YouTube today. So glad this worked out. I have a question about the spreadsheet. So, whenever you can I share the screen?
You should be able to. Yay. Good, I fixed that.
Okay. So on your spreadsheet, when you go over to expenses, this little drop down box right here, how can I put the ones I use the most at the top so I don't have to scroll all the way down? Is that possible?
You can try to if you go to the tabs at the bottom, and go over to yearly changes. And to be honest, I've never tried it, so we can try this. So yearly changes tab.
Yep.
And then try when you afterwards, after the call or while we're here, try and move those around and then refresh and see if that, because this is supposed to work in the exact way that it is. Okay. So and
do I need to
have it listed in there based on where it is on the
Sure. No, that makes sense. But I'm like, gosh, it would just be so much faster if they were at the top of the one, just the ones that I use most commonly. Do I need to?
Another thing is that there's things in there that you don't use, you'll never use. You can always just delete them out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I never even looked at this. I don't even know how to use Excel, honestly. Like, I'm figuring it out as I go, but your spreadsheet is awesome. Like, it is saving me so much money, because I was just screwed up on QuickBooks. So I appreciate it.
Great. I am so happy to hear that you're loving the workbook and it is saving you time and money. So that's exactly what I was going for. Awesome. And if it ever gets messed up, this doesn't, changing it around, you can always go back and download a new copy. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you know how I get out of here? Oh my goodness.
Oh, let me see. I can stop it for you.
Okay. Oh, I see. There it is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome. No, so glad that you guys came. Dawn, hi. So are you ready to go cause trouble in Michelle's call? Like, I probably won't get to, but the meme that she put up, so I know that the people that are listening that are not in the group is like, what is she talking about? Well, maybe you just need to join the group. But I mean, if you're a reseller and you're not in the group, I will do my best to help you. But the information that is in the group is just
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Mandy in the chat says, I'm ready for the chaos. So
What about you? You're not going to be there?
My husband is on his way home right now, so I may not be able to make it. We are getting ready for next week. Well, for the holiday week. So
Fun. Are you guys going somewhere or no? All right.
yeah, I mean,
That's pretty
it's live. There's a lot of people. So.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yep. So we will have some time together. He is taking some time off, and it's going to be great to just, relax and kick back. And I'm just
Good for
trying.
you.
It's always hectic getting up to that point. Mandy
Yes.
says, I'm really excited to meet y'all at FlipCon. Mandy, I have probably some. I'm thinking that it's not going to happen for me this year. It just so happens that I found out FlipCon is on my husband's birthday. So he was also planning on going to see his son that is in South Carolina, that is just coming back from being on the West Coast for 4 years, 2019, since 2019. So I don't think I'm going to get to go this year. And I'm not sure exactly how that is going to. Well, it's not that, like, there's a bunch of people that's going to, like, you're going to be there. Mel's going to be there this year. She's coming all the way over from Australia. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to get to go meet Mel if I don't go to FlipCon. Welcome, Jason, with Capital Liquidation. Well, his audio is still trying to connect, but welcome, Jason, with Capital Liquidation. Mandy says, what? You needed to win the free accounting services again. Yeah. For those of you that have not heard that story, I went to FlipCon last year, and one of the accounting businesses that was there put stuff in the goodie bag, and I happened to win their accounting free look at their accounting, at my accounting services. So I mean at my books, their free look at my books is what I was trying to say. And as soon as it was over, it was the last prize to be given out. And as soon as it was over, I came in and went up to them and said, I appreciate this, but you might as well give it to somebody else, because, like, yeah, I am an accountant, so I don't really need your services. Everybody told me I should have tried it anyway, just to see how they were doing. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do that. I don't want to waste their time, but I don't want to waste mine even more. Dawn, are you using a stand-up desk? Yeah, cool.
I was going to start my treadmill, but I don't want to do it while I'm on camera. Just in case I fall off or something
Well,
stupid
yeah, but
happens.
this is perfect though, because if you fall, we'll catch it.
Yeah, great.
It's recorded.
Forever. It'll be on
Forever and ever.
on YouTube. Yeah.
And I'll just have to do a little cut and then put it on TikTok and
Right.
and Instagram.
I'll be
and
an
put it
internet sensation.
Yes. Don't
Okay,
try
well,
this
we're gonna
at
put that back then. We'll just stand.
home. I can't even say that. No, I wouldn't do that because I would totally do that.
I know. I believe
I
you
would be checking on you. Are you okay? Are you okay? But yeah, I would totally figure out how to.
As you're laughing, I'm sure.
No, that's my husband. My husband does that. We went hiking a couple years ago, and I literally fell into this, like we were walking, and he made it across this area. And when I went to step across this area, I ended up thigh deep in mud and muck. And I couldn't move, and all I could think of was quicksand.
Right. I was gonna say that. Yep, that's what I would think.
And I'm crying. I am literally crying. And he's standing on the banks laughing at me and would not help me.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a guy. Yeah. Did you take pictures while you were in there too, or no?
Yeah, I think there are some pictures around somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that we got pictures after I got out of the mud and the muck. And then I actually, same time, somewhere along this trail, because it was all a lot like that, mud, muck, right? I lose my phone.
Oh.
I stayed still. He goes back to look for it. Kimberly, your hair looks so pretty. He goes back to look for it. He can't find it. He comes back. I'm upset because I'm in the middle of this mess and I don't want to try and get out by myself. I have no idea whether he's back there like drowned in that hole or what. So I wait. He finally comes back. He can't find the phone. We go on. We get up to the top of this hill. We can look down onto the path that we had just come through. And here this woman is coming right on through this path. She comes up, she's stopping. You can see that she's stopping and showing the phone. My picture and his picture is on the phone, on the lock screen. Have you seen these people? Have you seen these people? She comes up our way, gives me back my phone. She has not a drop of mud on her anywhere. I'm like literally covered. And she doesn't have a speck. And I'm like, how did she even do that? And she was just like, whoosh. You could see her moving through. I don't even know how she saw my phone. She was moving so fast.
That was luck though, man. Get your phone back after.
Got my phone
After
back.
that?
Yep. We were
Awesome.
we were up in Dolly Sides in West Virginia. It's a place like you've never been before. It used to be a munitions testing ground. So they tell you to kind of stay on the paths, which are not well marked.
Oh, good.
There's like rocks. People put up rocks to try and help guide you through, but yeah, it's not really well marked. But it's fun. It's the most rural. You don't see a whole lot of people while you're out there generally. You got water crossings and all kinds of stuff, but it's beautiful. I'll show y'all pictures sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of my muddy. No, Jason, you are muted. You'd have to unmute yourself. So Dawn, Kimry, Kristen, anybody else got any questions? Mandy in the chat, whomever else may be watching. Anybody have any questions?
Okay, what about now? You hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right.
It's
Yeah,
easy.
it wasn't popping up on my screen, the mute button. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I emailed you last night. I think you got back with me, but I emailed you again, and I was gonna schedule a meeting with you. But maybe I could just ask the questions on here if you fine with that.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I had a question about a cash sale. Like, say if I go to a garage sale,
Mhm.
how do I or is that possible to write off? Cash
Yes,
sale with
absolutely. So I used to tell everybody to go get one of those receipt books. I've since changed my mind a little bit on that. What I recommend now is that you just get one of those little plain little notebooks, like the ones that'll fit in your pocket.
right.
And then when you go to the bank and you take out cash, keep your ATM receipt, attach your ATM receipt to the page, and then write down where you went, how many items you bought, and how much you spent until it adds up to what you got from the ATM.
Okay. Also, I had another question. I have actually a few of them, but to be tax deduction, does it have to come out your like checking account? Like in my QuickBooks, everything comes out my checking account. And eBay, what is it? eBay, the fees and the shipping, they take it out automatically. So how do I, or how would that be shown?
So QuickBooks, you have to, one, it needs to be set up correctly. Two, there is more to it than just having it automatically do its thing, because like connecting it to eBay and connecting it to your bank account means some things are going to be double counted. For one, for example, the money that comes in to your bank account, it's going to get counted from eBay and it's going to get counted in there from your checking account. However, neither one of those, both of those should be taken out, because what you want is your gross. You don't want your net. And what it's putting in there is your net.
Right.
So QuickBooks is a little bit overkill for our business. I mean, yes, it does automate some things, but then there's all the fixing that you have to go back in there and do. Plus, it doesn't catch all of your expenses, like what you were just talking about. You would have to manually enter that anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I always used QuickBooks, and my mom ran a company and she did QuickBooks, so we're pretty familiar with it. But the other question is about inventory. Do you need to report that to IRS, or how does that work?
All right, so with what you're going to do is every time you go buy inventory, it is an expense.
Correct.
It gets written off straight from the beginning. If you have inventory on your taxes from previous years, like an ending inventory, then depending on how your taxes were set up, how they were done, it needs to get changed over so that you have a 0 starting and a 0 ending inventory. And that way, everything that you pay for during the year is written off. And then in your books, it's just an expense that you can put it to inventory or you can put it to supplies. Either way is correct according to the Internal Revenue Code. I personally want to put it towards cost of goods inventory, because it helps me see that portion of my business. And I put, so I have that cost, that business section on the taxes. You have your beginning inventory, which should be 0, all of your purchases, all of your materials and supplies, anything that you removed for personal use, which is generally 0. Anybody that you paid for work in that section, and then your other fees, which would be your platform fees, and then your ending inventory 0, so that all of those numbers come straight off of your gross income, which would be on your 1099. Once you get that number right there, that tells you whether you are profitable in your business or not. So long as that number is positive, then you made money in your business. Everything else is using the Internal Revenue Code to the best of our ability to make sure that we pay the least amount of taxes as possible.
Okay. Another thing, how do I get to use your services? Like, I just contact you at the end of the year, or?
So it depends on what you want to do. So if you just want me to do taxes, then you can just let me know when you're ready for me to do your taxes. If you are looking to do some consultations, make sure your books are right, make sure that you're getting all of your all of the expenses that you are allowed to take, then that would be more of a consultation call. And my calendar is on my website, which it looked like you found, because it looked like you sent me the email through my website.
Yeah, I sure did.
That was awesome, because you were the first one that sent me an email through my website. So,
oh, really?
yes, it's brand new. It's only been up for a week. So I really do appreciate that. I was like, hey, look, wait. So thank you for that. Now I know for sure that that's working from outside. So yeah, it's on the same website as my calendar.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I would need help with setting up is like the eBay, the checking account with, eBay. They take out the shipping and fees. Setting up that. You familiar with QuickBooks, I'm sure.
I am familiar with it, but I'm familiar with it from years ago. So I don't actually, I have a partner that works on QuickBooks, and I could get that set up with her if you chose to do that. I can tell you how to go get the number. So 1, you want to make sure that you take out the net income that's coming in. And 2, when you go to eBay, go to your performance sales tab and run that for whatever period of time. So generally I say do it for a month at a time. And you'll take the gross number and you'll put that in as your income. And then the 4th number over, which is seller fees. I always say it wrong, but it's very obvious. Selling costs. That number is what you will put down for your platform fees, or like in my workbook, it's cost of goods, other costs. But anyway, it's platform fees. So however you put that into QuickBooks for platform fees, then you just take and put that whole number in. That gives you your store subscription, your shipping, your netted return fees, your return labels, your promoted listings. Anything that you pay to eBay is in that number. So then you'll be correct. So if you just do that for every calendar month.
Okay.
then you don't need to break out all the other things. The only thing else you would need to do would be if you use something outside, like Pirate Ship, for example, you'd have to go to Pirate Ship and get the numbers from Pirate Ship and then do the same thing. Same category. And whatever your shipping cost was from Pirate Ship.
Yeah, I thought about using Pirate Ship just so I can have an expense, or it might be easier using Pirate Ship to expense everything.
No, it's
not
not
really.
any easier because now you have to go to a separate place and pull another number when you still have to pull the number from eBay too. So it's not,
Yeah. Okay.
and there's more steps to actually shipping. However, I use Pirate Ship solely for shipping out of the country. And I also use Pirate Ship for shipping my inventory that I get from my sourcers. I send them the labels and that I buy on Pirate Ship.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll probably set up a time or something to try to do the QuickBooks thing. Try to figure it out. But I'm gonna mess around with it, see what I could do.
Okay. I mean, if
just
you
go from
can't
there.
figure it out, I can always bring her in on a call with us and she can help you set that up. I do know that she's going to be on vacation for 2 weeks, but I can probably still get her on a call if I have enough time. So she's going to be on vacation starting Friday, I think. Friday for 2 weeks.
I'm in no rush, but I mean that's fine. If she's on vacation, let her enjoy her vacation.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Yeah, another thing. I saw your spreadsheet. Maybe is that the better route to go since I'm just selling on eBay?
You can look
Instead
at
of
the
pay the,
faces in the
Yeah, I
call.
see everybody shaking their heads. Yes. You know, even though I'm pretty familiar with QuickBooks,
Kristen used to use QuickBooks. Oh, Kimry
Yeah.
uses QuickBooks.
It's a massive pain. Cheryl's spreadsheet just has made everything so much easier, like so much easier to understand. You don't have to, yeah, it's much better, much easier.
yeah, right now I'm paying a monthly subscription for QuickBooks.
And there's that too. So it's easier, and then it takes away your monthly cost for that. Once you get used to it, I mean, 30 minutes a month is all it should take, depending on how much you source. Okay. So if you are going out every day and you've got 10 receipts every day, then it's going to take you a little bit longer. But for the most part, for most people, it still shouldn't take you more than about an hour a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much source. My family owns the liquidation company, so I pretty much just pull off of pallets.
That's awesome.
So
Oh, nice.
okay, where do we find your spreadsheet at?
All right, let me grab the.
Oh, how much did it cost you?
All right, so I think the link is actually on there too, but I'm just gonna grab it and throw it in the chat over here. Until I'm getting it moved over to my website, but it's not there yet. All right. So that's the link to the reseller one. And throw it in the YouTube chat as well for anyone that's listening. So you said your parents own Capital Liquidation?
Yeah, I have family that owns it. I have a small percentage in it.
Cool.
It's my uncle owns it. So, and then we have family. It's all like family ran, but my uncle owns the majority of it.
Do you want to tell us anything about it?
Basically, we just get truckloads in and we sell to bin stores. We got a few clothing stores that's going to sell something like bin stores, how the price drops like from 10, 8, 6,
Right?
stuff like that. But mainly we deal in like Amazon, liquidation, Target. We just started getting in TJ Maxx, Marshalls, JCPenney's, and Macy's.
Very cool.
So I pulled off about 4 pallets to the side and I started listing on eBay. I was going to see how that goes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all
That's
new
great.
with tags. So, it's not too bad. Per item cost is $3.75, $4 new with tags.
Okay.
So it's not that bad. Could be better, but it is what it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you pay attention to what you're listing, and with selling new with tags, I used to take pictures for someone that got Target pallets. And the one thing that I noticed, they were selling on Poshmark. And the one thing that I noticed was I got a lot of the same items over and over and over again.
Oh, you got case pack.
Well, no, they weren't case
Well,
pack. It was just,
it wasn't
it was
case
all
pack.
mixed together. But each week that I would go pick stuff up, there was a lot of doubles, a lot of triples, multiple, or may have been different
Same SKU.
sizes, but
Yeah.
but if it had been me, I mean, tech always talks about more hooks in the water, but new with tag stuff, and I feel the same way when it comes to pre-owned stuff, because everything is a little bit different, right? When it's pre-owned, it might be a little bit different, the color, anything. So you want to see what you're actually getting with its pre-owned. But with new with tags, I would totally do the listings as a multiple item. I mean, not a multiple item, a multiple quantity listing, and just do one set of pictures, and then and just have one size with that set of pictures, and then just have it
Right. Yeah. If you have the same SKU, yeah, a bunch of items of the same.
right. So
Yeah, mostly the ones we get, it's we've been getting a lot of TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so it's not a lot of the same.
mhm.
And that's what I've been digging through so far.
Upstairs one too. Yeah, and you'll find that, and you'll find it, but you might want to think about, because eBay has a newer feature where you can keep all of your inventory, just move quantities to 0, and then that way, if you get duplicates, you can just go in and put in however many you got. So it might
Oh,
save
okay.
you some time for listing.
Yeah, I don't really like this. I don't think nobody really likes the list, but it's part of the process.
The biggest thing I think for me was before I niched down, it was all the different things. The one thing that it did for me by taking the photos for this other person, I was forced to take pictures of a vast variety of clothing items. And because I was forced to take pictures of a vast variety of clothing items, I found out pretty quickly what I did and did not like taking pictures of. I also had my setup was able to fit. I mean, that's it there. So I can take from super long dresses or, pantsuits, whatever. I can take super long items. I can take short items. I can take flat items. It's got a table there that's at an angle right now, but I can take the pieces out from under that and lay that flat, or lay that flat against my wall. So it helped me design my photo station by doing all of those different photos. And now I don't need any of that. I really only need a flat area to take my pictures, because I've niched down to where it's just the one category, and it makes listing much easier, much faster to photograph. So now I can do easily 60 photos in an hour, no problem. I tend to do more like 80 in an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then listing, I get kind of, my concentration lags when I'm listing, but if I can concentrate and do 30, no problem, in an hour.
How many photos you take of each item?
I take anywhere from 18 to 22.
Oh, wow. And you do it that quick?
But you got to figure, I sell bras, so it's there, and I have a process. I mean, that's my process, because I had somebody that was gonna come take pictures for me. It just didn't work out. But I literally take the exact same picture in the exact same order. So sometimes I get something where it's got a few more tags to it, so it might get a few more pictures, but it's, snap, 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 snap. And I use my phone, and the phone is quick. So it's like here, 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 here,
Okay,
here, ruler,
And
flip
that's
it
putting
over,
away your inventory, like in poly bag or the
right
clear
there.
poly bag? Yeah, that's what I have. Yep.
Yep. So everything goes, like my bags already, I skew my bags separately now. It just takes me like 10 minutes, and I'll have, 100 or so bags skewed. And then I print my own labels for the skew. And then the bag is sitting right under there. And I just pull the bag. When I finish the picture, I pull the bag, pop it open, throw it in, stick it in the box. My items go front to back. That's why it's sitting at an angle. So the smaller number is at the back, bigger number at the front. When the box gets full, a new box goes up there, and that goes on my shelf. Done and put away. But it helps to have items that fit inside of the bag and the box that I've chosen.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I just started. I've been an eBay seller for a long time, but as far as clothes, I just started doing that. So I used to be like an everything seller, and it was just too much.
Right.
And
I think we all started there.
Yeah. But I'm gonna see how this goes. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the spreadsheet. I see it's a lot cheaper right now. I'm paying $300 a year for QuickBooks.
Once you buy the workbook, it's one and done. You never have to buy it again.
Yeah. So it's nice that you get to reconcile. It reconciles all for you, QuickBooks, but
so go take a look at the call that I did the beginning of January, and then on YouTube, and then look at the one that I did on April 26th, the beginning of the April 26th call, because both of those go over the newest versions of the workbook. The April 26th, the beginning, I did an update, and so the April 26th call, at the beginning of that call, talks about the update that I did. But the one in January, let me see if I can find that right quick for you, and I'll throw that in the chat. I went over pretty extensively the workbook, so. Okay, so this should be the January call. And I'm putting it in the chat for YouTube as well. Wow. I see what happened. Yeah, I totally messed up the how to do this call today. So yeah, I'm learning a new piece of software and I totally messed up it went on the same as yesterday's, but that's all right. Got it. So anyway, if you have any other questions, just reach out, let me know. Happy to answer.
Yeah, I sure will. I might give it about 2 weeks just in case we need that. What was her name?
Yeah, Kim.
Miss Kim. Okay. So I'll probably contact you in about 2 weeks or so.
Sounds good.
And also, is there a limit? Like when you're gonna stop taking clients, or it's just?
I mean, I'm sure that there's probably going to be a point in time where I don't take any more clients, or but I'm not there yet. So
Okay.
Should be good for a little bit.
Okay.
And what I plan on doing is, I mean, I have Kim, I have other people in my back pocket that I'm considering. So if I need to bring on people to help, then I will bring on people to help. I would rather bring people in that I can have their ear, that I know that will help you all the way that I see fit. Because there's a lot of accountants, a lot of people out there that can help a regular business, but I specialize in e-commerce and I do this stuff myself as well. So I want to make sure that anybody that I recommend or that comes onto my team to help me facilitate business with you guys, that they will be on the same page with me and they will reach out with any questions to make sure that they do the best job that they can possibly do for each of my clients. So that's my goal right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a CPA and, I went over a few things with him and he wasn't too good with online. Not with online sales. I guess it's a totally different ball game.
It really is.
But,
It really is.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it. And when I'm ready, I'll give you a shout.
Perfect. Well, glad to have you on here. I'm glad you were able to come on and talk a little bit about the business that you're involved with the liquidation and how you are doing getting started. So that's great. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. So do we have where am I? Where did my live go? There it is. There it is. Okay. So I have the, hey, philosophy is in the house. Hi. So the other day I figured that if you pay sales tax when buying inventory and you input the whole amount into the spreadsheet, you're basically writing off those sales taxes you pay, right? Yes, absolutely. So if you have, you don't need to have a sales and use tax. I keep forgetting that. I'm like reading the chat, but the camera's over here. So you don't have to have a sales and use tax and have to deal with that extra paperwork if you are not required to have it based on where you're buying your inventory. So a company like Jason's family is running with Capital Liquidation, they would need to have a sales and use tax form in order to buy those pallets from those other companies. I have one because I had planned on doing that. And then I changed my mind. So there's a big learning curve with buying those pallets and a lot of money involved and space. And I didn't have any of the three when I was trying to do it.
Yeah.
So, with that information, you don't need to have a sales and use tax. A lot of places don't, it's more trouble than it's worth to take it. Then you have to report what you've purchased. It's just a pain in the butt. So I would recommend, even still, to just pay the sales tax when you buy the item, include it into your cost of goods, write the whole thing off. You don't need to make any of that separate. And then it's just less headache, less paperwork. All right. So do we have any other questions? The philosophy is over. They're overthinking stuff. Yep. I think that's just part of what we do. I don't know. Doesn't everybody do that? I mean, I overthink everything. So I just assume that everybody overthinks everything. I don't know. I don't think Tech overthinks everything. He just picks away, just does it. And just does it. Just keeps doing it. And is successful. So
It's Tech. That's the same guy with Chris.
yes.
Where we find it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was following Marcus and Bo Johnson.
They
And
are
that's how I
great.
got your name. And Marcus was telling me how you might fill up, so you better get on the train.
With the new website and the things that are coming down the pike, that is definitely a possibility. One that I hope happens sooner rather than later. I do, because I am an overthinker. I have the thoughts about how I can expand without it taking more of my time. So there's going to come a time where I will stop, I will, okay, I've got it. This is the number. This is it. I don't want to take on any more clients. If one drops off, then I would take in a new one. However, I'm not there yet. And I do have different avenues. So, tax season, I know tax season is going to be, will be busy, and I add extra hours in during the 2 major tax seasons of the year. And I will probably need to find someone to help me maintain my eBay store next tax season, because I don't want it to fall off like it did this year. However, I do have other things. I'm looking at some private group stuff. I've got some coursework that is to help do your to help figure out your business and where you're going with it, where you're at. There is the free PDF on my website. There's the free quiz on my website that anybody is welcome to go take. And will help, so all of those things are where like I'm headed. I'm headed to having some like coaching sessions, individual and group stuff with those types of things to help you like narrow down your focus and really work on your business and your finances and making sure that all of those things are right where you want them to be. So like I said, there's a bunch of different things that is going on that's coming down the pike that I'm working on putting out there. But like I said, and depending on which chunk of that you want would depend on whether I have the room or not. So consulting will always be open. Taxes, I still have room for more people for taxes. Monthly bookkeeping or monthly like recurring consultation meetings, those are outside of my normal hours, so I still have room for those as well.
Yeah. Well, taxes, I'll probably definitely use you, especially for the eBay store online.
Are you running a sole prop?
No, right now I'm gonna have to do an LLC, S corp.
Why?
Or I heard, well, you get better benefits
No, you don't.
with the S corp. Oh, you don't? Okay, that's just what I've been hearing.
Oh, I know
But,
that's what you hear. I
Yeah,
know that's what you hear. And I've seen one person actually put up 2 forms of very similar businesses, one doing as not an S corp and one doing it as an S corp, and it showed less taxes for the business, but it didn't show the whole, it didn't show the personal side of the taxes, so it only showed the business. So it didn't show the where you paid in all of this money all year for the wages that you have to pay on yourself, the Social Security, the Medicare, and the federal and state taxes that you have to pay on yourself. It didn't talk about any of that stuff. It didn't talk about all the money coming out of your pocket every time you do a payroll. And I would rather see the money stay in your pocket.
yeah. Okay.
So there are reasons to do things. Oh, Kimmery says and county, right? And county taxes. If you like mine are included, so I never differentiate, but it's true. I mean, you get depending on where you live, but yeah, I mean, there are times that certain entities are better. However, for most of us that are resellers, and that's like where we're staying, and even myself, I'm still a sole prop. I don't see any reason to change. I'm going to lose benefits by becoming an employee. That I would have to turn around and take distributions anyway, just so that I can take those extra deductions. So I might as well just simplify my paperwork, simplify my bookkeeping, and stay, I mean, an LLC, but not an S corp.
Okay.
Kimmery says LLC equals tax overload in my personal experience. And I mean, the LLC in and of itself, if it's a single member LLC, it's just you. It's no different than a sole prop. It goes straight through to a Schedule C, no difference. If you are a partnership or an S corp, then that gets more complicated. And Kimmery says theirs is a partnership, which is why it's more complicated. Awesome, Kristen. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. And yes, I'm glad I got it set up. I'll get better at it. But I think that this, if you are watching, I think that this is better than using StreamYard. It doesn't have some of the features that StreamYard has, but I think that being able to be in the Zoom and everybody can be seen, and we can have up to 100 people in this one. And then I now have a way to stream it. So hopefully by next week, I will be able to stream it. I mean, I can stream it right now. I'm set up to stream to my Facebook and Renee's my YouTube and Renee's YouTube, but we'll see how this restream goes and see if I can stream
Where do
it.
you find the link for the Zoom call? Like I found it on YouTube. Do you have a personal link or anything?
If you guys save this one, you can save this in your Zoom, and because it will be the same every week. Now, if you watch it on YouTube, it'll be the same for the Renee's and Maya's podcast, and it'll be the same for this one. It'll be the same if we have a consultation, but that's why there's no password, but that's why I admit people. So if I'm actually in a consultation, then I won't let anybody in to listen or see unless they're supposed to be there. But this is the number. It's going to stay the same. Philosophy says if you are a sole prop with a full-time job and are making, let's say, 10K profit on your business and you apply to get a house loan, do banks take that extra income seriously or need an LLC? So I've done a couple of calls with the podcast. One was yesterday with Adam, and one was like a month ago with Adam, and he talked about mortgages. So that's probably your best bet to get good information. You can always reach out to him, and whether he is able to help you or not, he could probably he would definitely give you the correct information. And he could also point you to someone that could help him if it could help you if you could not work with Adam. But I am of the impression that even if it's a first house, we should buy that under an LLC, not have that in our name. I'm sorry, I'm over here. Not have that in our name, and get the loan through the LLC or however we have to do it. But the house would be in the LLC, and then we go rent the house from the business. Then that way the business gets deductions on the house, and we that have a business inside the house are getting deductions. We're getting a home office deduction for two businesses. One, our eBay business, since we're here talking about eBay businesses, and two, the LLC for the rental property.
So could I sell my house to the LLC?
Absolutely. But you don't want one that you already have. You want a separate LLC for real estate.
So not the one I already have.
Right. Not if you already have a business that's in it. You don't want that. You want a separate LLC that's strictly real estate. You can do a quick claim deed you would still have to pay closing costs. But you could do a quick claim deed to put the house over into the business name. Now the business owns the house that you're in, and now you can pay rent to your business. And you already have 2 businesses in your house that I know of. Three. So 3 businesses, you get a home office deduction for each one.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean it's the same space, right? So my eBay business takes up more room than my rental business that's inside of my house. So my rental business is just this room. My eBay business is this room and another room upstairs.
Well, like, so my eBay is an entire different building.
On your property.
Right. And same with my husband's. His is in a completely different building. And then
Right.
business number 3 operates from our actual house. So
Right. So
just
you would
deducting everything.
you would treat your business, your building like a garage and add that to your regular home square footage. Then you would treat your husband's building like a garage and add that to the regular home square footage. And then the one that's actually inside the house, you wouldn't have to add the extra space to. We're missing Michelle's call. Just saying, you know how she gets. Let's see if I can. Perfect. Jason says that his family is involved with property and real estate too, so that's great. All right, so I was a little excited yesterday. I pulled up yesterday's meeting so that I could get Adam's information. All right, so here is Adam's information. Okay. All right. Hey, a few is better than I have. I don't have any right now, but you guys might want to listen to the call that we did yesterday with Adam. If you didn't make it, and if you didn't make it to the first one we did with Adam, that was a wealth of information there too. He talked about DSCR loans and actually gave you all the information, not like these stupid little reels that are only giving you bits and pieces and then just leave you confused and thinking you can do something that you can't. Emery says, I took so many notes yesterday. That's awesome. That is fantastic. I told my husband last night, I said, I need you to listen to about 30 minutes, maybe 25-ish minutes, because I know we talked a little bit before we got started, but like 30 minutes of the podcast from yesterday. So that was last night from today, because it was really good information. And I think it'll help us make some decisions for our own real estate and what we may want to do with this house and future homes and properties and whatnot. Yes, you take the rent money to get approved, right? That's the DSCR loans. And if anybody's listening, that call was a month ago. And it says Adam Elm talks real estate investment loans. And I might as well just go get the link and pop it in the chat. So if you want to catch the call, the first call that we did with Adam, that was such a whole lot of information. I mean, I was trying to pay attention, and it was just, the last few interviews that I've done, the one with Adam, the two with Adam, and then the one with Josh Gonzalez, was like, I've got to go back and re-listen to them because I didn't get all the information. And everybody just heard my husband yelling at the puppies. But that's okay. They're good babies. All right. Well, before I end up getting kicked off of YouTube because he says something that shouldn't be on there that you guys can hear, I'm gonna close this down for today, and we can jump over to Michelle's call. I'm gonna pop my head in, but I don't know whether I'm gonna get to stay or not. But thank you all for being here. Jason, thanks for coming in. Oops. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Bye.